Hi there, my name is Dana Massey and I'm with RVs Northwest. I am going to do a walkthrough with you on a Mini Winnie 31G motorhome. This motorhome has a lot of upgraded features in it, so I'm going to show you how to use them all. And let's start here with the mirrors. In this year 2018, we have ordered our motorhomes with all electric mirrors and side cameras. The benefit to this is when you're driving down the road, if you turn on the right blinker, it will light up the entire, it'll show a view of the entire side of the motorhome on the right side. If you put on your left blinker, it will show a video down the left side of the motorhome. And if you turn on reverse, it'll show a camera on the back of the motorhome. This way you have no blind spots, and no matter where you go, you can see the curbs, what's around you, vehicles coming up on you, eliminating your blind spots. The electric mirrors make it nice for adjustment as you go. As we move back through the motorhome, this little compartment, which we do ask that you keep locked when you're not using the compartment, is got an outside TV in it. This is only on the 31 foot. This does not exist on the 22 or the 26 foot. With the outside TV, when you unlock and open up that compartment, there's a little strap right here. You push down on the strap, pull the bottom of the TV out, and you can expand it for watching at the campground, and it does tilt. When you go to put the TV back in the compartment, it's really important not to push on the screen. Make sure that you push on the outside edges of the TV and fold it back. You just kind of work your way back into the compartment until you hear, and then on the edges until you hear a snap. And then the TV is locked. When you close this, make sure you lock this. The way that you can tell which key to use is every single key is labeled with a tag and every single lock is labeled with a tag. That way you know which key to put to which lock. When you're locking the compartment, make sure to put some pressure on it to lock it. That way that the latch actually catches on the lip. This is going to be a compartment that you're not going to generally use. It's just access to the generator. This is for service only. This is a compartment that you won't necessarily need to use. As we move back, we're going to come to the entry door. At the entry door, again, your locks are marked with A and B. So you've got a B key and an A key. Put that in, unlock it, and open up your entry door. As you come into the motorhome, you can grab here to close the door behind you. When you're going to reopen the door, you simply put your fingers here, thumb here, and push, and that will release it. If you'd like to open up your screen door to keep the bugs out, you can close this to keep the bugs out. Push it. This little latch will lock in, keeping the screen door closed. Just simply push that down and reattach it to the entry door. Make sure when you close the entry door, these close as one set. You don't want this closed here and then close the entry door on top of it, because what will happen is this latch will break and you'll have to replace it. So make sure these close as one piece. Of course, fingers out of the way, and when you close the door, give it a good slam. That way we know it's latched. Open it back up. It has a shock down here, which is going to hold the door open. That way it doesn't keep closing on you. Do not push against the shock because you'll break it off. Now, when it's time to have outdoor fun, you have an awning on top of the motorhome. The benefit to this is you can sit outside, you can have dinner under the awning, be shaded from the sun, you can enjoy under the awning without the rain. How you open and close this, it takes about 10 to 15 seconds. You have an awning out switch. You just hold the switch as the awning opens, again, 10 to 15 seconds. And up on top of the awning here, you'll see that stop right about there. If you look out here at the awning, you can see the rail. If you would like to turn some outside LED lights on for some mood lighting, go ahead and hit on, and that'll turn the outside LED lights on. Let's continue with the outside. You have an outlet out here if you'd like to have breakfast outside, hook up a toaster, you want to hook an outdoor TV because it's time for your favorite ball game or the news. You can plug, this is a cable out. The cable in is on the other side. This is a cable out that'll go to your TV, and these are outlets. that'll go to your TV. So we're moving along. This is an outside vent for your furnace. This vent gets very, very hot. Do not lean chairs, kids, anything up against this vent because it will melt or burn them. This is the outside refrigerator vent. Nothing you need to do with that. Down here is the propane. The propane is not a compartment that you need to access, but just showing you where it is. The propane will be full at the beginning of your rental. You do not need to fill the propane when you return the rental. It stays full and that's included in your rental. We'll take care of that. We do a propane test in between every single renter where we check the pressure test of the propane lines to make sure there's no leaks or problems, and that's done in between every single rental. Outside storage compartment. This is a great place to bring your lawn chairs, your outside flip-flops, your water gear, scuba gear, golf clubs. Now, when the kids go to the beach and they get sandy and they want to go back in the motorhome and you don't want them to go into the motorhome yet because you would like them to be clean first, this is an outside shower stored right into this backside compartment. Is your outside shower hose. You simply, it's a quick disconnect. Push in the disconnect, hook in the water hose, and snap into place. You have hot and cold water, and you can spray the kids down. That can use the water within the motorhome, or if you're at a campground, it'll use the water that's coming in from the campground, either way. Now, let's say you're dry camping and you don't have a campground and you don't have access to hook up to a water source. This is your tank fill. What that is going to do is fill the internal tank of the water, or the internal water tank on the motorhome. So you're going to hook the hose up to this point, turn on the spigot, and it will fill the internal tank. The key to success in this is standing here. Don't leave this unattended. Don't turn on the water and go cook dinner and do 5 other things at the same time. And the reason being is the overflow is smaller than the amount of water going in. So if you leave it hooked up, the water tank is underneath the bed. It will continue expanding. And about 2 years ago, I successfully expanded it to the point of ripping the bed right out of the floor. So stand here. As soon as you hear water hitting the ground underneath the motorhome, water tank is full, that's the time to shut it off. Back here on this rear compartment, when we open up the compartments, there are latches on the side. You want to hold that latch. The key success to this is making sure that that latch is released before closing the door. If you just pull against it, it will rip this out of the wall and fiberglass. It'll splinter the fiberglass, causing a lot of damage. It's a very expensive repair. So make sure you release that by holding the compartment door, pulling out, and shutting the door. And that's how you do it safely. On this 31 foot, this doesn't exist in the 22 or the 26, but on the 31, you have an outside stereo, outside storage cubbies for food, and an outside refrigerator with a little freezer for ice cream. For the stereo, you do have an outside stereo switch. You see this switch that's here? That is the on-off switch for the stereo system. Once you hit it on, the stereo comes on. When you shut that off, the stereo goes off. Just in case you wanted to run your outside shower without going back inside to turn on your water pump, you have a water pump right here. We'll go into the explanation of how to use the water pump shortly. You do also have an outlet. Finally, on this side of the motorhome, there is a ladder. This is not the place to go watch the fireworks on the roof. The ladder is for maintenance purposes only. So do not climb up on the roof. It's a fiberglass roof. If there's any bit of moisture on that roof, you will slide right off. It's very slippery and very dangerous. If you put a lawn chair up there, you likely will puncture through. So it's really important that you don't go on the roof unless it's for service purposes only, and that's something we take care of.